The Owl House was created by Dana Terrace and features voices like Serenoko Robles, Wendy Malick, and my personal hero, Alex Hirsch. Quite possibly the greatest series Disney has put out in recent years. For those who don't know, and for the sake of tradition, Owl House is about a human named Luz who accidentally finds herself into a realm of demons. She decides to stay and learn the ways of witchcraft through a known criminal named Ida. She wasn't faring well in the human world due to her out-of-norm personality, so it was only appropriate of her to stay in a world full of demons and oddities. As I said, this is one of the greatest shows ever, full of fun, wacky, colorful antics, and ridiculous, goofy, yet well-crafted humor that's just up my alley. This is one of the few series where I actually felt like I was going on an adventure while watching it. It's absolutely perfect. Through all 3 seasons, there hasn't been a single episode I hated or skipped the second time around. It's ridiculous how consistent of a series this is. However, my first time watching, there was one episode that especially stood out, and my second time through only confirmed it to be my absolute favorite of the series. But before we get into that, let's talk about Hunter. Hunter, aka the Golden Guard, is the right-hand man to Emperor Belos, the top dog of the Boiling Isles. Since his introduction, Hunter was shown to be a loyal member of the Emperor's Coven, never denying an order and never letting his personal thoughts slow him down. Hunter was always seen as a competent yet naive kid. While he was clearly on the opposing side of our heroes, he was never truly outright evil and simply followed orders. And even then, he never lost his humanity and let his childish personality shine through. It's because of this that I personally have a hard time labeling Hunter as a villain at any point in the series. Now, I love pretty much every character in the series, but Hunter has to be my favorite. Aside from Luz and Ida, he definitely has the best character arc in the story. Not long after he was introduced, he was put on a mission to retrieve all the Palismen and bring them to Belos. The Palismen are sentient beings that contain magical abilities, and when they bond to a witch, a human, or whatever, that person obtains those abilities. While Luz is attempting to stop Hunter from stealing them, they're ambushed by another member of the Emperor's Coven, Kikimora, who was conspiring to kill Hunter. This caused Luz and Hunter to form a temporary truce as they share the same adversary and goals. Hunter may be a loyal member of his coven, but he still tries to be honest with himself. Luz explains how she's struggling to find a Palisman and learning who she is as a witch, while Hunter envies her for having that option at all, as he feels he only has one option and purpose in life. After the two of them rescue the Palisman from Kikimora, Hunter seemingly backstabs Luz to complete his goal, only for their short period of time together to spark the humanity in them, telling her his real name and choosing to fail his mission. The next big moment with Hunter is when Amity, Ida, and King go on a quest for Titan's blood so they can help reopen the portal to the human world, with some goons from the Emperor's Coven on the same mission led by Kikimora. Little does she know that Hunter is there disguised as a common guard in order to gather Titan's blood himself to prove himself to Belos. Upon getting captured by Ida's group, he shares a moment with Amity, stating they both have a lot at stake and both share the fear of failing this mission, as Amity feels like she would let Luz down if they didn't get what she needed. While Hunter was being sincere with his feelings, he wasn't willing to change sides quite yet, causing him to attack Amity and escape as soon as he's freed. Upon arriving at the location of the Titan's blood, Hunter finds nothing but an empty plot of soil.
Since I failed my last mission, I thought, hey, a chance to make up for it. But I can't go back empty-handed.
This is my grave. This is really bumming me out.
While Hunter was able to complete his mission, his previous adventure with Luz accidentally earned him a Palisman. At the end of his mission for Titan's blood, him and his new friend have a little moment to bond. This simple moment would only grow Hunter's humanity more than it already has. And while both of these episodes have done an excellent job expressing and developing Hunter's character, there's just one more episode that pushes Hunter even closer to our heroes. The episode begins with Hunter patching up his beloved coven robe that signifies his place with the Emperor.
It does look good as new. And I have no idea what I'm doing.
Wait, hold up. Erwin? Kinda. He then receives a letter from Belos informing him that he will temporarily be responsible for handling the leaders of the covens. But to his shock, despite being the top guard of the strongest coven in the Boiling Isles, the coven leaders blatantly disregard him and his orders. Upon engaging with one of the leaders, Darius, they decide to postpone the meeting, and while it's not expressly stated, it's heavily implied that this is because they see Hunter as nothing more than a glorified Boy Scout who long lost his right to call himself a member of the coven. This could very likely be due to Hunter's various aforementioned failed missions.
What should I do?
Find new recruits for the Emperor's Coven, the best and the brightest witches in all the land. Then maybe you can get this back.
And that right there is a perfect setup for one of the most fun episodes in the series. After the intro, we cut to our other primarily focused character, Willow, who is prepping herself into being the first captain for the new Flyer Derby team. Basically Quidditch, but with a little less the ball is trying to kill you kind of thing. Also, can we take a moment to appreciate the humor in this show? It doesn't necessarily leave you on the floor laughing, but it has a subtle and chill quirkiness to it.
Mayhaps you'll join me and Amity in the Azura Book Club.
Since there's a club fair being organized to bring in new members, Hunter takes this opportunity to try and recruit new members of the Emperor's Coven in order to reclaim his honor. I know it seems obvious and kind of simple, but this flows perfectly with Willow's wanting to recruit members of her own club. The show is so good at tackling different characters at once, it's crazy.
What if I told you all your dreams could come true, and you just have to leave your home, friends, and family forever?
Okay, now I kind of see what people saw when I invited them to a sleepover.
They all hated me.
Do I want to study different kinds of magic? Heck yes! But why is joining Emperor's Coven my only option? When I get older, I'm gonna give this system a long overdue update.
What are you talking about?
Oh my god, that's amazing. Hunter is so sheltered, the very idea of being individual is baffling to him.
Once the Flyer Derby Club is approved, we'll travel all across the aisles in rockin' outfits and working as a team.
This reminds me of my high school days in the poker club. I got a full house and had to select someone to eat a ghost pepper. I lost a friend that day.
Good times.
So Willow finds herself in quite a situation when her club is at risk of getting rejected due to her history of giving up and poor performance. However, they strike a deal, get enough people for an after-school match, and win, and they might have a chance at staying afloat. I think you know where this is going.
Wanna join my Flyer Derby team?
That was adorable. Upon rejecting Willow's original offer, Hunter's interest has peaked after learning the club's potential of attracting those who could possibly become members of the Emperor's Coven.
How do we evaluate others? A witch's duel? A maze full of traps? Leave everyone at the top of a mountain and see who makes it back to the bottom alive. Classic.
Oh, buddy. Oh, Hunter. You were the last one down, weren't you? And while Gus is supportive of Willow's decision to give Hunter a chance, Gus can sense that not everything is as it seems, and that Willow has already had a tough enough year as is, so he'll keep an eye on him. Also, there's a B-plot with Luz and Amity, and while it is a lot of fun, it's not really all that important and not really worth talking about.
Allow me to introduce you to the best and the brightest of Hexside.
No, do not paw Mommy's face.
Okay, girl, don't let the power get to your head just yet.
Wow, he did not stick around. Willow confronts Hunter about his mindset towards their new members and how he's being unfair towards them.
Well, where I come from, even chances have to be earned. Especially if you're considered half a witch like me.
For those who don't know how big of a deal this is, Willow's nickname by bullies is Half a Witch Willow, due to her poor magical performances. Instead of reacting with anger towards Hunter's attitude, she's calm, understanding, and stunned. She's probably never thought she'd ever have someone to relate to on this kind of level. This is empathy in its most powerful form. What? Bro just got eaten by the dirt. Once meeting back up with the team, they each explained why they weren't very presentable for their first appearance. We've seen that Hunter isn't very good at being social. This right here is a really good lesson for him, not to immediately judge others and understand where they're coming from.
Got Puddles down for her nap. Now I'm only scarred emotionally.
That's hilarious, and you had to see it.
Gus is a natural speed demon, Scar is a strategic wizard, and Viney's the best healer in school. And at one point or another, we've all been misjudged. So, still think we're pathetic?
That was perfect. Rarely have I seen something that so powerfully demonstrates the importance of understanding others and why you should give them a chance.
That's the author, Mildred.
I'm sorry, it's just the little things. So Hunter calls up Darius to inform him of his current findings and that they're just steps away from gathering new members of the Coven. After seeing something like this, you'd think we'd view Hunter as the enemy. Well, for me, I don't get that impression at all. Sure, his plan isn't exactly a good thing. He hasn't been the friendliest guy. But if you've been following his journey through the story, you know 100% why he's doing this. Hunter isn't a bad kid with naturally bad motives. He was brought up in the strictest environment in his world. More than once has he betrayed everything he believes in because he knew it was the right thing to do. Because at heart, he is a good person. Even if we don't like how he's doing things, we can't get upset at him. Because at the very least, we understand why he's doing it. Now, that is how you write a character. So using their previously mentioned talents and skills, Willow's team pulls off an absolute win, which gets their club approved.
May I please have your team name?
The Emerald Entrails. You know, because we're green, and there's more to us than you think.
After laying out why this episode is so great, and watching that scene again just makes it even better. Hunter explains that it was wrong of him to turn his back on the team and that he appreciates them for giving him a chance. However, Hunter has not forgotten the reason why he's there.
I shouldn't have been so suspicious. You can forget all about that when we play next time. As a part of the Emperor's Coven. My name isn't Caleb, it's Hunter, and I'm the Emperor's right-hand man, the Golden Guard. Yeah, this would usually look cooler with the cloak, but I don't have it at the moment. Long story.
So, to Hunter's surprise, Darius sent his own Coven guards to retrieve Willow's team.
And there won't be any delay in branding you with Coven sigils and taking you away from your friends and family forever. Hooray!
As funny as that was, this scene hits really hard. They're upset to be forced into a coven they don't want, they're angry that a friend betrayed them, and Willow is especially upset and blames herself for what's happening, despite how much she was hyping herself up and the confidence that she thought she had after failing so many times.
We're here because I made a bad call. I'm just half a witch Willow.
So Darius grabs the team and leaves to take them to the Coven castle.
I found recruits!
Yep, and you're making me work on my day off.
And gives Hunter his cloak back.
I can wear this proudly now, right?
Can you?
Man, one of my favorite lessons in fiction, and in real life, honestly. You got what you wanted. Was it worth it? In Hunter's case, absolutely not. He hijacks Darius' ship and helps the team members escape. He put himself in danger and tells Darius Willow and the others aren't fit for the Coven. And due to his actions, he's not fit to call himself the Golden Guard with honor.
Let's move, team. We need to find a replacement. After all, it'll be 52 weeks before Caleb's next day off.
This has to be my favorite line in the episode. Even after all that, she still accepts Hunter as a friend. Willow is such a saint. Darius tells Hunter he had no interest in having Willow and the others join the Coven. And again, while it's not expressly stated, this was likely just a test for Hunter designed by Darius. He's impressed that Hunter would go against him and that he's more than just the Emperor's #1 goon. And now he can wear that cloak with pride.
Ooh, let me see. What?
And that was Any Sport in a Storm. Of course, I knew I had a lot to say going into this, but wow, I love this episode even more now. Tons of characters on this show have really great stories to tell, but Hunter is way too amazing to ignore. He's an isolated kid forced into one choice of lifestyle and follows orders without question. But there's one thing that he can't ignore. Some aspects about yourself can't be changed, and for Hunter, that's one thing. He's a good person. A good person opens themselves up to who they trust. A good person is willing to throw away his integrity because it's simply the right thing to do. A good person understands others. We already got to learn what Hunter was all about, but this episode makes it clear as day not only what Hunter is, but the lessons of life he needs to learn and how he can approach them. And that, for me, makes this episode absolute perfection.
I'm sorry about this whole cell thing, but did you really have to punch Steve, Skara?
I get it. Emotions are running high. Ice pack for Steve.
So, that'll be all for today. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.